Welcome, welcome. My name is Sierra and I'm the vintage Valorian. I am indeed wearing the same sweater I wore in the last video. Don't judge me.
I know my lips have never met your lips in a sweet caress.
So today I just thought I'd do like a cozy video where am I going with this? Basically, the world is a disaster right now. It's kind of always a mess, but I think everyone can agree that 2020 has been a bigger mess than usual. I know a lot of my friends have been having a hard time and have been looking for distractions. Whilst we cannot simply lay down and ignore the world and all its problems, everyone needs some time to decompress and enjoy the small things in life. So I thought I'd make this video and just go over things that are enjoyable to me and hopefully inspire you to think about things that are enjoyable to you. Things that are small but make a big difference in life. I call them little delights. So I thought I'd just go through and talk about things that are good. Talk about good things. So strap in, get yourself a cup of coffee or tea. I have coffee today, although I enjoy both. I'm just constantly falling asleep and I needed this. I haven't really scripted this. I thought I would do this while I was sewing the hem of a skirt that I worked on ages ago and never finished. I just wanted something comfy to wear at home. Maybe it'll turn out better than I'm anticipating. Things that I enjoy. Number one, hand sewing. I got into hand sewing about last summer. I'm not gonna lie, you can pretty much credit this almost entirely to Bernadette Banner. I was going to be going to a Renaissance fair. I wanted to make my own costume, but I didn't have a sewing machine, and I thought that hand sewing didn't sound like a thing that people actually did in real life. So I watched a little bit of Bernadette Banner. She does a lot of hand sewing. Her dedication to her craft is amazing. I'm sorry, my cat is literally running around my room. Her dedication to her craft is amazing, and it really inspired me to put my all into my Renaissance fair costume and try to make a semi-accurate 16th century Flemish costume. I did my best. I made a smock, I made a kirtle, and I made an overgown for it. It was all really, really fun. The overgown gave me the most trouble because I didn't select a good fabric for it. It was a thick cotton twill, and it was horrible to hand sew pleats into with flat lining. I wouldn't recommend it. My poor fingers were falling off. Maybe there's a better way to do it. It was my first project, so. But yeah, so sewing is one of those things that calms me, and when I want to decompress, I just figure out something that I can sew, big or small. I've made handkerchiefs before when I just needed to get my hands moving and sink into the sort of meditative calm that hand sewing provides. Moving on from sewing, I would say another small delight is buying new lipsticks. I don't know, I love lipstick. I think that lipstick makes me feel so pretty. I can put on lipstick and instantaneously feel more put together. I don't know, picking out new lipstick colors is something that really suits me, or even if it doesn't really suit me that well and I just like the color, I'll wear it anyway because it makes me feel good, you know? It doesn't really matter if it's overall not very flattering. I mean, sometimes things are so unflattering that I actually can't wear them because I can't bear to look at myself. If I like the color, I'll usually be willing to say like, this may not be the best color on me, but I like it, so. Other little delights. Number 3, I guess. I haven't really been numbering these. I don't know. I'm just making these up as I go. One of the small things that brings me joy, in a broad sense, breakfast foods. But in a smaller sense, I'm a nut job about cereal. Like, you know, what you think of as stereotypical American cereal, like Trix or Reese's Puffs. They get me just, I love cereal. There's something nice and lovely about waking up and just cramming your face full of good old crunchy, sugary goodness, and it just makes me so happy. It's one of the smallest things I enjoy, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's probably smaller things. It's one of those things that honestly has helped get me out of bed in the morning before. When I was in college, sometimes school would get rough. And one of the things that helped me so much was just going to bed and saying, well, when you wake up, before you have to go do more schoolwork and things like that, you get to have a good old bowl of cereal and a cup of coffee, and it gave me something, it really motivated me. It seems like such a stupid little thing, but I think thinking about those little tiny things that bring you such monumental joy, it can be even bigger if you let it. And I'm not saying that, wow, you're sad? Cereal will fix all your problems. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that sometimes we can find even little bright spots of happiness in just little things like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm attributing too much to the power of Reese's Puffs. What else do I enjoy? Something not food. I love my cat, Pomona, who you may hear or see wandering around the back of almost all my videos. I adopted Pomona last year for companionship, and because I've always wanted my own pet. I have a hamster named Loaf. Loaf is a robo-dwarf hamster, and he is completely uninterested in me. I mean, most hamsters aren't what I would call affectionate, and he is doing well. He's almost years old. He's almost ancient by hamster standards. He's great, and I love him, but he's more of a, he's not interested in me. He doesn't really like me. He'll sit on my hand to eat something there, but that's about it. I wanted someone, or someone? Is that how one refers to their pets, as a someone? I wanted a companion that would cuddle me and be really affectionate. I got Pomona from a shelter about a year ago, yeah. And I adore her. She brings me so much joy. I think it can't be overstated how close we can become to pets. I don't even know if I would classify her as a little delight. She's a big delight. She's glorious. If you're interested in seeing like pictures and some videos of Pomona, I have an Instagram for her. Coffee and tea. I don't have a preference. I love them both. They're both plant water or bean water. One's beans. This video is gonna be a mess, but hopefully it'll be an enjoyable mess. Yeah, coffee. I started drinking coffee like pretty young. My mom was always a kind of a coffee nut. She's trying to, I don't want to push it on to me because that's a bit too strong of a word, but she's always trying to get me to try coffee, and I didn't like it up until middle school, and then I started drinking it like a nutcase and bringing like travel mugs to middle school and putting them in my locker. I think my teachers just, I don't know what I must have looked like at like 11 years old, waltzing in with my own travel mug every day. Other things that I enjoy. I love thunderstorms. I adore them. We actually had a tropical storm hit this morning, which was not enjoyable, but it's sunny now. I like normal thunderstorms that aren't necessarily dangerous. I like sitting by the window with the window just a little bit up and listening to the rain and lighting a candle and drinking some tea at like 1 a.m. or whatever when the thunderstorm just hits good, you know? Other things I enjoy, little delights, soft fuzzy blankets and knit blankets. Friend's knitting me a blanket right now, actually. I'm very excited. I mean, blankets in general. Quilts are nice. I know some people don't like them. Fuzzy blankets though. A good fuzzy blanket. When you've had a long day, nothing's going right, there's something so nice about a good fuzzy blanket and just bringing it up to your neck. Oh. Finding a good deal at the thrift store is like, I think delight's not even strong enough of a word for that. Clothes are one of those things that I don't really put a lot of money into. If I can buy something used, then I 100% will. There are vintage reproduction items that I'm lusting after just because you can't really find them in thrift stores. So yeah, scoring a good deal at the thrift store is just the best. Or finding something that you've been really wanting to find, finding something that is really close to what you wanted to find, just finding shoes that are in good condition that fit. That's never happened to me, to be clear. I just am imagining how good that would feel. What else is there to love about life? Good perfumes. I just bought a new cologne, actually. It was my present to myself for surviving my wisdom teeth removal because I was so nervous about that. I'm not good with medical things, and I was very, very concerned about the wisdom teeth removal. And yeah, so I just got that, and I like the scent, and it smells good, so we're all good. I'm excited. I'm gonna wear it to bed tonight. Oh, little delight, wearing perfume to bed. Wear some perfume before you go to sleep. I mean, don't like douse yourself in it, and the scent does matter. You want to pick kind of a sleepier scent. Just a little spritz on the neck, and then laying in like clean sheets is, ooh, rolling in the next delight. Freshly washed sheets are banging. I cannot overstate how lovely freshly washed sheets are. I think sheets are probably one of those things you shouldn't buy cheap because a good night's sleep is so important, and regardless of sheet quality, sheep quality? I'm sure that has something to do with it too. Other little delight. This was something I used to do in college a lot, and now because I air dry my clothes on a drying rack, that's the word. I used to take my clothes out of the dryer and then just flop them in a big pile on my bed and then take a nap on them. It's the best. If you haven't done it, then do it. because it's the best. I used to just, in the cold of winter, just take all my clothes out of the dryer, make a big nest, and then curl up in it, and it was so good. I just had the best naps in my warm clothing nest. Now, the downside to this is that when you wake up, all your clothes will be cold. You have a bunch of wrinkly clothes that you've now compressed into a nest pile. But you know, it's the price you gotta pay. Taking a good walk on a fresh spring or fall day is a great feeling. Just getting some sunshine, really. Just a good walk is just so nice. You get the birds chirping. I'll be happier when summer ends. I hate summer. I think it's hot. I don't understand why anyone likes it. What else? What else? A really crisp pressed shirt is thebomb.com. Very enjoyable. The actual process of ironing may or may not be miserable, but the result is always worth it. I love snow, and I know I was just talking about hating summer, so this is probably not a surprise, but I adore snow. I love snow. I think it's magical. It's so pretty. Every time it starts snowing with those big chunky snowflakes, I just feel like a kid again. When you see those first little flakes start to come out of the sky and start to actually stick to the ground, it's just, it makes me so happy. I have rainbow makers in my room. You've seen them in my second video. I think I forgot to take them down, and I just have rainbows all over my face the whole video, which is probably really distracting. I think I got mine for like $7 or something online. They bring me joy every single morning when the sun comes up and comes through my window, and just rainbows all over my bedroom, and it's the best. If you hate mornings and you just need a little something to brighten them up, highly recommended. It's like pinkies up, but it's like middle finger up, so I'm just flipping you all the bird. There's so many more things that I enjoy and would love to just sort of go through and appreciate with you all. I hope that listening to me go through some things that I consider good things or little delights has helped you maybe think of some things that you can do to kind of make your life a little bit nicer right now. I know that everyone's in different situations. This may not be possible for everyone, but if it's within your ability to do something like that, I'd say do it. Do whatever makes you happy, even if it's just something like buying some cereal next time you hit up the grocery store, or listening to some particularly whimsical music. There may be some things that can bring you small amounts of joys if you think about it. And I think those small things really do matter. They accumulate. I hope that listening to me has given you a little bit of break, a little bit of reprieve. I guess I didn't really mention YouTube as a little delight, but you know, getting new videos on YouTube really brings me joy. And you were hardly in the video. I had a whole section about you and you were hardly in it. You're the best and I love you. Pomona loves kisses. Once again, my name is Sierra and I'm the Vintage Valorian, and I hope you can proceed with vintage valor. I hope you all are... I can run this starter. Why did I make this video? Why am I trying to function? Non-fiction, informative books that I'm so disillusioned with things. So my childhood, The Little Prince is one of my favorite children's books, and it's, you know, when people say I'm talkative, I never really believe them, and then I do crap like this and I'm like